up. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here, and look who's here today.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
It's the Jasmine brand.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Jasmine brand. And happy Monday to everybody. This is always an opportunity to get your week started off on the good foot.
Yep, reset.
On the good foot, a nice reset. And we have Amaarae joining us today. She's currently on tour with Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay.
Amazing artist. No specific genre I could think of to put her in because of the music that she does.
I love her name, though.
Amaarae. All right. And, we got a lot going on today, though. It's going to be fun. And I also want to do some UT today. Somebody that we interviewed previously talked about getting scammed. And now they've gotten, I guess, their just due.
I saw that. Okay.
We'll discuss that later. But in the meantime, we got to start the show off with some love, with some positivity, with some shine a light. 800-292-5150. Let's start this week off this Monday with some love and positivity. Call us up and let us know who you would like to shine a light on. Again, that's 800-292-5150. It's Way Up.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
It's Way Up. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
And it's time to shine a light. And today, I want to shine a light on Detroit's own Ryan Destiny.
Oh.
You know her as the star of Star and also from Grownish. But she's now starring in The Fire Inside. That's the movie that's about Clarissa Shields. It's coming out on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And I actually hosted the screening of it and moderated the Q&A after with Ryan Destiny and Clarissa Shields for CultureCon on Friday. But when I tell you she did a phenomenal job in this role, and one thing from sitting up on that panel, Clarissa was like, Ryan wasn't her choice to play that role because she's very small, she's cute.
Yeah, she is.
She didn't think that she could pull it off, but when I tell you she did an amazing job playing Clarissa Shields,
she's an actress.
She's an actress, but that's not an easy thing to do. You got to train in boxing, you got to get in the ring.
That seems like a hard one.
She had to bulk up. It was a lot going on with that, but when I tell you she killed it in that role, because a lot of times you're like, how can you see this person as that person?
Yeah.
And she really did bring that role to life. So I know you guys are going to love to see it, to see Clarissa Shields' whole story. Clarissa Shields is from Flint, Michigan. Ryan Destiny's from Detroit.
I love
it. Felt like a match made in heaven. And yeah, so it was just a nice feeling to be up there. It's directed by a woman.
Oh, I love it. Good for them.
By the way. All right. Well, that was my shine a light. Now, who do you want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Coco, who you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on Mr. Billy Sparks. He is in the Army Reserves. He got hurt last year. It's been a long time coming, but he handles everything with grace. We just had a baby 3 months ago, and he is so supportive of me and our growing family, and I just love him so much, and I just really wanted to shine a light on him today.
All right. Well, congratulations to both of you. That is so cute. And congrats on the happy and healthy 3-month-old baby.
Thank you. And Habitat of Humanity is building a house for him, and he is so deserving. And so if you guys go to Houston County Habitat of Humanity, you can donate to his veteran bill directly.
Can I just tell you, I am hosting a gala for Habitat for Humanity, their 40th anniversary here in New York City and Westchester. I love that.
Wow, that is amazing.
Well, congratulations to both of you, and thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so much.
All right. And Habitat for Humanity, that anniversary is going to be October 22nd. So I'll make sure I post the information. You can also help build homes with Habitat for Humanity and donate money. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
You too. That was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150 if you couldn't get through. And when we come back, we have your Yee Tea. I'm going to tell you about a former NBA star who Jasmine and I interviewed previously, who is going to get his just due. He talked about getting defrauded out of $7 million. We'll give you the details. It's Way Up.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee Tea.
Way up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes. I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
Yeetie, right now, let's talk about Calvin Darden Jr. If you don't know who he is a man who was convicted of defrauding former NBA star Dwight Howard of $7 million. He is now facing a prison sentence of 11 to 14 years. Oof. And this is not his first time in legal trouble. He was sentenced to 1 year in prison back in 2016 for impersonating his father, who was a successful businessman, in an attempt to purchase Maxim magazine. And he also was found guilty of scamming former NBA player Chandler Parsons out of $1 million. Well, here is what Dwight Howard had to say when he was on Way Up with Angela Yee about this situation.
I lost $7 million. I was going to try to purchase a WNBA team. Got with some people. We put together this group. After I invested my money, I disappeared, took the money. It's been in the news. They've made arrests.
All right, so this was supposed to be him purchasing the WNBA Atlanta Dream Team.
Right, yeah.
And the purchase of the team was made by a 3-member investment group, and that $7 million contribution had no part in the transaction.
Can you imagine investing $7 million and then getting scammed out of it? I'd be mad if it was $7,000 I got scammed.
I'd be mad if it was $7. I don't have money like that. But you just defrauded. And then what did you think? You would get away with taking a fake $7 million investment? But you know what's crazy that it took this long? Because this was back in 2021.
Right. And this guy has a history of, doing sketchy things like this, apparently. So.
Yeah. All right. Now, Al Pacino recently did an interview with the New York Times and People magazine that was published over the weekend. Mm-hmm. And he talked about COVID and how he basically died for a moment. Okay. He had no pulse. And he said he didn't see the white light or anything, and there's nothing there after death. He said, as Hamlet says, to be or not to be. And he says 2 words, no more. It was no more. You're gone. I'd never thought about it in my life. But actors, it sounds good to say I died once, but it is when there's no more. And so they asked him whether his brush with death had changed how he lives. And he said, not at all.
Well, can I just say this? Maybe that was his experience. Maybe other people have a different experience when they...
He was like, there was no light. There was nothing, y'all.
There was nothing for him.
Man, that's scary. Well, he does have his memoir coming out, Sunny Boy. Okay. And so they said he really details the experience in that memoir, too.
I didn't know he got that sick during... I mean, that is very sick. He got sick during COVID.
And he's 84 years old right now. So he was 80. All right. Rihanna and Kendrick Lamar have reportedly declined headlining Coachella of 2025. Okay. They shared this report at Bloomberg, and they published an article about the current state of the Indio Music Festival and its plans for next year. There's been some hard times in the last few years. It closed down during the pandemic. Right. And then it didn't sell out over the past 2 years. And they said Coachella actually had its slowest ticket sales in 10 years. In 2024.
I remember I lived in LA for a while. I remember Coachella used to be a huge deal.
People used to come park really far away, rent houses, and do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
All right. So, but apparently Kendrick Lamar is allegedly planning his own tour after the Super Bowl halftime show. Okay. Doing stadiums.
Nice. So, that makes sense.
Yeah, it definitely does. And that also means new album, right?
Yep.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. When we come back, we have About Last Night. That's where we discuss what we did last night. In the meantime, let's hear from Pop Smoke. What you know about love is Way Up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
Yes, and last night you were like, let's watch a horror movie, but during the day because you don't like to watch them at night.
No, I do not.
So the movie we ended up watching was House of Spoils on Prime Video.
It was really good, right? That was a good pick, right?
Yeah, starring Academy Award winner Ariana DeBose. I didn't feel like it was a horror movie so much.
What kind of movie you think it was?
I mean, I guess kind of, but she's a chef. Yes. An amazing chef, and has the opportunity to go and open her own restaurant. Right. And it's like in the middle of nowhere. But it shows that people will come out to a restaurant. It's a destination that doesn't have anything around it if it's something that is...
A cool concept.
A cool concept. And also with a really famous chef. So she was working for another famous chef, and she left him to go start her own thing. We were horrified at the way he tried to get her to stay, too.
Because he tried to give her double her salary.
First he tried to double her salary. Then he told her that she was going to fail. Yes. Then he told her that she's not a boss.
You're not a businesswoman. You're not a boss. You'll be back.
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, but that industry is a very disrespectful one. It feels like
tough
at times,
and competitive. I feel like.
But yeah, so that's what we did yesterday. Ariana DeBose, she did a great job.
That was good.
Yeah, and it makes me realize that I'm not into like fancy
What? Restaurants?
Meals and restaurants. I like regular stuff.
It was very, this is a leaf with turnips, cucumber, and on a broth of sunny egg.
Yeah, it was
like, okay.
It was too much
like,
for me.
this is amazing.
I don't have the palate for that to be a food critic. And food critics really have to be tough and harsh.
Yeah.
And a food critic can really destroy a restaurant.
Yeah. Also, you don't eat a lot of stuff, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't eat. And I, over the weekend, also had to do a panel for On the Revel, the Revelry event. It's a cannabis event. Legal cannabis. It was huge. And I got so many things to try.
Did you get high?
We did yesterday. And in addition to that, I also hosted a screening for CultureCon of Clarissa Shields' movie with Ryan Destiny starring as her.
Love Clarissa.
Yes. So The Fire Inside is the name of that's coming out Christmas Day. So I had a really active weekend, but just know that it was very productive.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the meantime, when we come back, it's a Monday, so let's get these secrets out of there. Tell us a secret, 800-292-5150. Y'all know this is a no judgment zone. You are anonymous. We are definitely not going to judge you. We just want to hear your secret, so it could be like, oh my God. And then we can talk about it later. Like, do you hear that person that called in and said they did X, Y, and Z? 800-292-5150. Call us up and tell us a secret. It's way up.
Yo.
Way up.
Shh. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Happy Monday. It's me and Jasmine Brand.
Hi, Angela.
And it's time for us to hold our judgments.
Okay.
And let our listeners call in and tell us a secret. This is a safe space for you.
Yes.
To tell us anything that you've done in the past. Maybe you regret it. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's just something that you've never told anybody. And you don't want to keep on holding on to the burden of that secret. 800-292-5150. Anonymous caller, tell us your secret.
Yo, I'm hitting my supervisor and the staff.
So how many staff? Supervisor is one person. How many staff members?
Like 8.
And
no, you know you're not. I don't believe you.
And nobody's trying to settle down with you?
No, I don't want to settle down with nobody.
Yeah, but they're not trying to settle down with you?
Sure, you got to let them know what it is.
You must not be that good.
I'm very good.
You have a girlfriend too, or are you just kind of just doing your own thing? Are you single?
I'm mingling.
Okay.
All right, well, you keep mingling. Be safe, all right?
Yeah,
Make sure,
luck.
are you using condoms?
Wrap everything up. Hell yeah. Can't trust nobody.
They can't trust you.
I know. You know they be talking about him. They be like, who's getting with the pass around today?
Yo, y'all have a good one.
You too.
He's like, oh yeah, I am a pass around.
He is. He been ran through.
He ran through. Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good. You want to tell me and Jasmine Brand a secret?
When I was with my ex, he cheated on me and had sex with a female, and came home and put his tongue in my right after. So when I found out, I called one of my exes and I had oral sex with him, and then turned around and did the same thing.
Ooh, okay. Just passing around things. So you didn't break up with him though. You stayed with him.
I did stay with him, but I just felt like I had to get him back. I had to be happy.
How did you know he did that to her? He told you?
Oh, no. You know they're never going to tell you. So he had 2 phones, and I waited for him to leave out the house, so I grabbed his other phone. So when I grabbed the other phone, as he's walking out the door, he's texting the girl, telling her how good her tastes.
Wow.
But listen, my little feelings would have been hurt.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
My voice hurt. That's why I had to do it that.
I'd have been.
Do you eat pineapples?
Yes.
So her stuff is good, too.
I love pineapples. But
the other girl apparently does, too.
Oh, my gosh. But after all of that, you still stayed with him. Now, does that mean you're done? It was just one get back, and now you trust him?
Oh, no, I don't trust. I never did trust him.
So you stay, but you're still with him?
Yeah, y'all still together?
No, he passed away last year, so we're not together.
Gosh.
Oh, okay. There's
Wow.
so many twists and turns in this story.
All right. Well,
Let's leave him alone.
Even if he still was alive, I was already planning on leaving him after that, so we wouldn't have been together.
Okay. Well, this got morbid.
It did.
Well, thank you for calling
God
and
bless
sharing
him.
with us.
No problem. Thank you.
All right. Rest in
fine.
peace to that man. All right. Well, that was Tell Us a Secret. 800-292-5150. Y'all really got some secrets. When we come back, we have your Yeetie, and let's discuss Love is Blind. There is one guy on the show who is not what he seems. We'll tell you about his 3 kids who he scrubbed off of Instagram.
Ooh.
All right. It's way up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
All right. It's way up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is
I'm
here.
not just any brand. brand. I'm my own brand.
Man, Joker 2 at the box office, not looking so good. It opened at number 1 with $40 million.
Right.
Now, initially, there were projections of $50 million to $65 million. But it looks like it's not gonna make it there.
Do you know anyone that saw the film, Angela?
No, but everybody keeps acting like it's not that good.
Yeah.
I know.
That's
and
what I keep seeing, too.
There's people in this room like Nick Navy Seale, who is a huge fan.
Okay.
And he said that he's not really excited to see it, right?
Well,
You're not? Okay. All right. Now, Diddy's mother has broken her silence on his alleged sex crimes.
Yes.
And she said in this statement, I come to you today as a mother that is devastated and profoundly saddened by the allegations made against my son, Sean Combs. It's heartbreaking to see my son judged not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies. To bear witness what seems to be like a public lynching of my son before he has had the opportunity to prove his innocence is a pain too unbearable to put into words. And then she said, my son may not have been entirely truthful about certain things, such as denying he has ever gotten violent with an ex-girlfriend when the hotel's surveillance showed otherwise. Sometimes the truth and a lie become so closely intertwined that it becomes terrifying to admit one part of the story, especially when that truth is outside the norm or is too complicated to be believed.
What? It's first of all, no
I'm
judgment. It's too long.
about that
it was
part.
very wordy and very long. I mean, I know this has got to be a heartbreaking time for her, but it was. I don't know if this helped. I don't know if this statement helped.
But she also said that this is why I believe my son's civil legal team opted to settle the ex-girlfriend's lawsuit instead of contesting it until the end, resulting in a ricochet effect as the federal government used this decision against my son by interpreting it as an admission of guilt.
What, ma'am?
I just want to say, we saw the video. You can't, in one hand, say he did some wrong things, and then on the other hand, say he didn't admit that he was guilty.
I agree. I just think maybe she shouldn't have.
Yeah, maybe it's not the time
to
make a statement right now in the midst of all of this.
But I understand it. That's her child.
Because truthfully, and listen, that's her son.
Yes.
But with social media, nobody's going to be like, you're right.
At all.
At all.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Love is Blind, season 7.
Oof.
Man, this guy, Tyler Francis, and everybody was thinking they were like the best couple on the show, him and Ashley. Well, it looks like he has some secrets on him.
Okay.
Now, according to a woman on Facebook by the name of Lavetta Thomas, he has 3 children with her daughter. And Lavetta then shared a handful of photos and screenshots of Tyler and his alleged 3 children, which proved that he is a dad of 3. And he did not reveal this to Ashley during their pod dates or in Mexico. So people are saying all different kinds of things. You know, the investigators are on TikTok right now.
Yes.
But here is what is being said now. This is the tea that's been going around on TikTok. Here's Gab with Gwen.
Okay.
Tyler from Love is Blind season 7 was very active in all of his children's lives up until a year ago when he decided to ditch them and pretend like they didn't exist. This person said, I can confirm he has 3 children. It was not a sperm donor situation from what he told everyone. In fact, he was so active in their lives that he owes $30,000 in child support for these children, allegedly.
Oh. So they're saying he scrubbed his social media of the kids.
Listen, I'm on his alleged Instagram.
Kids?
I don't see no kids.
So then people were trying to say that he is a sperm donor.
Oh.
But then there's pictures that were shared that make it seem like he was a lot more involved than just being a sperm donor.
That's weird not to have a child. It's the one thing you don't want to have your children on your IG, but at least say I'm a dad. Like at least let it be known when you're doing this show.
Now, the woman Lavetta is saying that he hasn't seen his 3 kids in quite some time. And so I'm not sure, but he did tell Ashley on the show that there's going to be people coming up from his past that would have some not so great things to say about him.
You got some splaining to do, Tyler.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that is your Yee Tea. When we come back, Under the Radar, these are the stories that are not necessarily in the headlines. They're flying under the radar. We'll talk about the Chanel store getting broken into just 2 blocks away from here. And what was really shocking about it, the amount of money. It's way up.
I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm not just any brand. I'm my own brand.
And it's Under the Radar time, and let's start with some breaking news.
Okay.
Breaking news.
This just happened. The Supreme Court declined today to hear an appeal from R. Kelly, who's currently serving a prison sentence for federal sex crime convictions. He was already serving a 30-year sentence for sex trafficking. This is from a 2021 New York case.
Right.
And that's when he was convicted of child pornography in Chicago. He was sentenced to 20 years in 2023 for that. And so the Supreme Court denied his appeal today without explaining the reasoning, and there were no noted dissents. So federal prosecutors declined to respond to his appeal.
Okay.
So,
sometimes I forget about R. Kelly sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be gone.
Yeah.
All right. Now, 2 men smashed into the Chanel store. And this is literally 2 blocks from this job where we are at right now at iHeart.
Yes. We've purchased items from that store.
Yes, we have. We actually left here one day to run over there and buy something. I haven't bought anything since.
Me
That was
either.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
The purses were worth around $10,000, but they only got $30,000 worth of purses.
So disappointing.
And then they fled on foot, and there's no immediate description or arrest, but police are recovering surveillance video from the store. The store is now all boarded up this morning. So if you have any information, they want you to contact the police or hit me up. No, I'm kidding.
If you're gonna break into Chanel, you gotta do better.
I'm thinking they broke into Chanel. They got a whole
Went
bunch
crazy.
of $30,000, but good for Chanel because that's not a crazy. Not that anybody should ever do that. The more expensive part is replacing that glass.
Yeah,
which is always annoying. You know when someone breaks into your car and you're like,
right,
it's gonna cost me more to replace this glass.
I really feel like they didn't think it through.
Yeah, but they fled on foot, and so they broke through the window of the store.
3 bags. Boo.
All right, this happened 7 p.m. on a Sunday. That's like not even late. That's just during the day.
Right.
All right, well, that is your Under the Radar. Now, you know we have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, Amaarae is going to be joining us. She's currently on tour with Sabrina Carpenter. She has her Roses Are Red, Tears Are Blue, A Fountain Baby. She has the extended album that's out right now, but she's just an amazing artist. No specific genre that you could even place her in, and I think she wouldn't want it any other way. Okay. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. She'll be joining us today. It's Way Up.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip,
Talk to me.
Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm not just any brand.
I'm my own brand.
And it's Yee tea time.
Yes.
All right, the richest female musician. Do you know who that is?
No, I have a guess.
And this is the world's richest female musician. What's your guess?
Rihanna.
Rihanna's number 2 on the list.
Okay.
She was number 1, but number 1 is Taylor Swift.
Oh.
Taylor Swift is now worth a reported $1.6 billion because of her sold-out Eras tour.
Okay.
That was the biggest boost to her financial portfolio.
Right.
She also has about $125 million in real estate holdings, and she is also the first musician to reach billionaire status, mainly from her music and live shows.
Dope.
And she's planning to go back on tour. She's set to return to the final leg of her Eras tour next week, so that means even more money.
She doesn't take a break, does she?
No, she does not.
Okay.
And Beyonce is several spots below. She has a net worth of $760 million.
Wow.
But Rihanna is worth $1.4 billion. Previously, she was at $1.7 billion. That's thanks to her cosmetic line and lingerie brand.
Number 2 is not a bad spot at all.
It's not. I'll take it. I'll take 1 through 50. Any one of
And
those.
will.
All right. Now let's talk about Nicki Minaj. You know,
Okay.
she's been breaking records on her tour as well.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Safari went to the show in Miami, and I saw everybody was recording him in the audience. He did have on a jean vest. And then a lot of people...
Wait a minute. Why did you bring that up?
Because they always talk about his jean vest.
Okay,
and
go
everything.
ahead. Okay.
And people were talking about it, and he was talking about it.
His jean vest.
Yes.
Okay.
And so here is Nicki Minaj on stage. People were feeling like she did this because Safari was in the audience, but I feel like she does this. He just happened to be in the audience.
Have you ever had your heart broken and you thought that life was over? And then one day you woke up and you realized you were way better off without that moron?
Moron is such a funny word.
All right. Now, Safari, in the meantime, was having a time of his life. He posted, "I'm proud, no cap. A lot of y'all will never understand, but there is no malice in me. I'm proud." And to prove it, he was definitely singing along. Here he is in the audience. He was going
He's
crazy.
the number 1 barb.
Yeah, he is. But he was, very instrumental early on. He was with her. They were in a group together.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I love that. I do think she may have done that because because he was there, like the husband thing. I think she may have done.
Yeah, and her husband was on that stage too. Let's be clear, okay? All right, now let's talk about a breakup. DDG, he's on an episode of his No Ordinary podcast that aired on Thursday, and he talked about what he would tell his younger self. Here's what he said.
And if I can tell myself something at age 22, I would tell myself not to get in a relationship because it's damn near like having a part-time job.
Wow.
Okay.
But he said, you know, you might be doing videos all day and your girl gets an attitude when you're doing your last video, like, when are you going to take me out to eat? When are you going to take me to the movies? When we going to go on a date? And then it causes relationship problems in your real life that can affect your content.
Wah.
He used it for a lot of content too, though.
Yeah,
they
for
were
sure.
both on there as well.
I didn't know about him until they started dating.
Oh, I did. I definitely knew him. He's been on Lip Service and everything.
I don't think I'm the demo either, but not, you know.
Right. And he does music. He's really big in social media spaces and YouTube. So it does seem like he's a good dad.
Yeah,
and they did say they're still best friends. But she reposted this after they announced their breakup. And so a lot of people were like, how ironic is this? And here's what she put in her stories.
Heartbreak is one thing, my ego is another. I beg you don't embarrass me.
And that's her singing Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter.
She sounds beautiful.
She's an amazing voice. She's the real Little Mermaid. All right. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, Angela, I'm a little distracted. I didn't mean to cut you off. I love this lip you have on.
Oh, well, thank you. This is my Spike Valentino Buttery Matte Lip Color, which has the magnetic top so that it just closes by itself. You hear the little snap, so you know it's not going to fall off in your bag. Lipstick won't get all over all of your things.
Okay.
All right, and it has beautiful packaging, just like the Valentino shoes and bags, the studs on it, and it lasts around 10 hours. So I've had this on since this morning, and as you can see, it's staying.
Can you give me one?
So anyway, when we come back, yes, I will. I got you, girl. I got you, girl. I got all different colors.
Jesus.
I'll get you a different color.
Okay.
All right. Well, we have Ask Ye when we come back. 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up any question you have. We're here to help you out. Of course, I'm going to get you some.
Okay.
800-292-5150. But here's some Glorilla TGIF. It's way up.
Everybody access. Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Ye.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
Yes.
You ready for some advice, to get some Ask Ye advice?
Yes, I am.
All right. We have a voicemail, and this person left a message because we take our questions that way also. You can click that little microphone on the iHeart app, or you can also call us up and leave a voicemail. 800-292-5150. Now, here is the question.
I need some advice on my 8-year relationship, my 4-year marriage with my wife. The past year, we've been arguing a lot more, not sleeping with each other, as far as one upstairs, one downstairs, and it's kind of making me desire other women. I don't know why, but I need some advice. I need some help.
Ooh, man, that's tough. And you know, this happens more than we even talk about and think about. A lot of times people are married and things kind of fall apart.
Yeah. And he said they've been arguing for like a year.
And they don't even sleep in the same room together. Yeah. And it feels like there's been no resolved. And maybe they've kind of lost the attraction for each other. And so I would say, because he's saying that he's starting to think about other women.
Of course he is.
Don't cheat.
Okay.
If you decide you don't want to do this, at least do it the right way.
Right.
So if you feel like this marriage can't be worked out,
right,
then focus on that and focus on figuring out how you want to move forward before you do something that's unforgivable forever. Right. And B, I say this feels like a situation where y'all definitely need to get into some couples therapy.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know exactly what the problems are or how y'all got to where you are. If she's going through something personal, sometimes you could have other things going on in your life that affects your relationship and you isolate yourself. We don't know if she's going through a depression. We don't know if she's had a baby and going through postpartum. I don't know what the problem is.
Right.
And it feels like you guys are not communicating with each other. And I think a lot of times when relationships fall apart, it's that breakdown in communication that's the foundation of that falling apart.
It starts and then it just keeps going.
Right. And if you do something like cheat and get caught, because y'all always cheat thinking you're not going to get caught. When you do get caught, that's going to be something that is going to weigh on you and it's going to weigh on her. And
it makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah, it makes it 10 times worse. Yeah. And so if you guys agree to separate and that you can do what you want to do and then work on, if you're not going to be together, figuring out how you're going to separate, then that's fine. But I will say, it feels like it may be worth saving because you're not saying you don't love her anymore.
It sounds like he cares enough that, I feel like it might be worth fighting for.
Yeah. And sometimes it is hardest to talk to the person who's closest to you.
Yeah.
And I don't know what type of role you're playing in this whole situation, and what type of role she's playing, but maybe y'all need to speak to someone individually and then also together.
Yeah.
But it's worth the investment because I don't know if you have kids together, but if you are going to have to co-parent, you'd rather set an example for the kids where kids see that. I know when my parents didn't get along, I saw all of that, and you know what's going on. Yeah. And you don't know how that's going to affect how they have relationships later. So aside from thinking about just yourself and your happiness, also think about how it affects the family.
Yeah.
All right, 800-292-5150. If you have any questions, you can always call us up. And as you can see, you can also leave a voice message. And when we come back, Amaarae is going to be joining us. She's currently on tour opening for Sabrina Carpenter. She was supposed to be on tour with Donald Glover next, but I saw he just canceled that tour.
Yeah.
So maybe she's available.
Okay, all right.
But regardless, amazing artist. She also just recently did her own tour. You can go back and check out her tiny desk as well, but she'll be joining us. It's Way Up.
We about to do this. Yeah.
Yo.
More Way Up with Angela Yee on now.
You know who it is. You know who it is.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I know this woman is incredibly busy. So thank you to Amaarae for joining me today. How you feeling?
I feel great. Thank you so much for having me. I've been such a fan for years and years
get out
and
of here.
years. Of course.
I would have never thought that.
Of course.
It's always amazing to me because I remember I've been doing this. It's 20 years in radio for me this year.
You're an icon. I've been tuned in for years.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You're not in any one specific genre of music, and that is all very intentional too. And
absolutely.
Sometimes that can be like confusing for people, but for real music fans, we can just listen to it and be like, I just love this.
No, for sure. I think it's two things, like as a black girl, number one, and then as a African girl. I know so many girls that are so cool and so diverse, and I think that I love that I get to be some type of representation for them, you know what I mean? And I think that being a genre bender, especially as an African girl, might come as confusing to some people, but so many kids that I grew up around, so many girls, so many women that I grew up around listen to so many different types of music, are so diverse in like their cultural experiences and the things that they bring to, their own lives and other people's lives. So I'm just an amalgamation of like all of the women that I've met and that are around me, and and I think that I bring that to my music too.
I think about that because my best friend, she when she first started doing music, she was like a punk rock artist, but she's black, right? Santi Gold, and she had a
oh my god, no, that's your best friend?
Yeah.
Oh my god, another icon. Like, what are you talking about?
We went to college together, and we were roommates like all after that.
Santi Gold is the reason I am so diverse.
Right now, we are talking to the fountain baby herself, Amaarae. Now, the video for Sweet, that's, by the way, a beautiful video.
Thank you.
Did you feel like that was risque for you to make it? I saw you on the news recently saying that when you go to Ghana, you feel like you don't get the love that they should be giving an artist, because you're somebody that is very intentional and also making sure that you're being inclusive of everyone.
Absolutely.
Do you think it's like risque moves like that gets you back in Ghana criticism?
You know what? I think that I came out of the gate swinging. Like one of my very first music videos had like trans women in it. It had gay people in it. It had kids in it. It had the world. Right. So that's my representation of, I see the world and I care about the world and I care about community. So that's what like my visual representation is all about. But like with Sweet, it would just be sexy. Just like to be sexy and have a sexy girl lying on the bed. Like, why not? It's 2024 and we live in a world that accepts all lifestyles and all paths. But to answer your question, as far as like not receiving a certain level of support or amount of support, I definitely do think that my music was niche and is still considered niche to the people back home. And I think that support wise, I see it from the girls that are just like me. They are the ones that are championing my movement and are like, oh my God, we love Amaarae. But then I think in a grander scheme of things, I think I radicalized the population a little bit, and it's like, let's see how it goes with this girl. But ultimately,
the world is very conservative still.
It is, yeah, it is. But I think that when we talk about conservatism, I do think that it's the generation before us that's still kind of like, there's still a changing of the guard happening, and I think the older generation is just kind of like, you guys are just a little too much. My mom almost was like, you're not gonna drop that video, and I was like, watch me.
Amaarae is here with us. She's currently on tour opening for Sabrina Carpenter, but we have more with her when we come back. It's Way Up.
Everybody listen. Yeah. It's what you all been waiting for.
You're tapped in to Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I am talking to Amaarae. I saw you said that Babyface influenced you and made you actually have to go back and rewrite an album.
Yes, ma'am. So I think the cool thing with meeting Babyface was this is probably the human being that has written the songs that have defined all of our lives, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I was like conceived to a Babyface song. So imagine going in and you watch his process, and the cool thing for him was like he never leaves a story open-ended. And when we were writing together, I would say a line and he would be like, yes, but why? And what does this lead to? And what does this teach the audience? And I was like, oh, I'm just saying things because I just think they sound cool and fly. And so when I did those sessions with Kenny, I went back and I was like, I called my co-writer, Mason. And I was like, hey, we need to go back in the studio and rewrite the album. So you have to fly to Ghana. And he was like, oh, okay. And then he came, and I love that he took the feedback on board. And every time the same thing Kenny would do to me. Why? Can that be stronger? What are we teaching them? Does this make sense? You know, so that's, shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Babyface, the greatest in the world.
Right now, we are talking to the fountain baby herself, Amaarae. The music business is also not an easy place to be in, but at least you have your mom as your manager.
No, yeah.
Right.
I'm grateful for that.
Were they like scared about certain things for you? Because even just financially, you know, people signing deals that aren't like the best deals and getting taken advantage of, but then also having to be in the studio. You're a woman, you're, you know, a beautiful woman. I'm sure there's times when people can test you and try you. What has that been like for you?
As far as just having someone that had my back, my mom is on everyone's butt, you know, like, and she's reading the contracts and being like, this is not going to fly. This is going to fly. I can negotiate on this. I can give some leeway on that. But ultimately, I care about her pockets. You know what I mean? And she's also the CFO of the company. Like, all the money goes through her and everything has to be approved. And obviously, she'll have conversations with me about, hey, we're spending this on that. This costs this costs that. But she's really like safeguarding, you know, the legacy that we're building. As far as being a woman that, you know, has to deal with men, I think that I hold my own pretty well. I will beat you up. And it's not even a game. I will beat you up.
All right. What's been the most surreal experience for you so far?
Opening for Sabrina for MSG. That was crazy. I was like, do you remember when you were like in your mom's house in Ghana, like making songs and hoping that something would happen? And like, this is what, 4 or 5 years later, and this is where you're at. You need to think about that. So that has been surreal.
All right, well, thank you. And you guys, make sure Roses Are Red, Tears Are Blue, a Fountain Baby extended play. Amazing. It's a good time. It is sexy.
Yes.
It's great for no matter what mood it is that you're in. Just everything. Like, I just love what it is that you do. Because I'm a music lover and I love all different types of genres of music. And I have also always hated that people have to be pigeonholed into different categories.
No, absolutely.
So I appreciate what it is that you bring to the table.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you so much for having me. I had such a great time.
You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee. And when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here. Jasmine Brand is here.
I'm here.
Getting ready for Prime Day. What's wrong with me? I really am.
You are a professional. You could be a professional shopper. Like, that could really be a job for you, like a second job.
I don't buy any clothes or any. I can't tell you the last thing I've bought that's been like fun. Everything is like a necessity.
You made me buy some shoes today.
I did, because I can't do it. I was like, Jasmine, these shoes would be really cute for you.
And I was like, oh, yeah, they would be. Okay, send some more.
You know how many things we sign up for to get that discount?
Yep, sure did sign up for that email so I can get 10% off.
All right, well, anyway, thank you to Amaarae for joining us. You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee. And we'll be going out to support Farrah Lewis tonight. She is a New York City council person, actually in the district where I grew up, in Flatbush. So she has an event tonight. So shout out to Farrah Lewis. And we'll be back tomorrow. But of course, y'all have the last word.
So on a Friday night, I slept with my girl. And then the next day when we went out, I ended up sleeping with her best friend.
Hi, I just want to shine the light on myself. I just beat cancer this year. Actually, September was a year, and I'm proud. I'm back and better. I'm grateful. And yes, shining the light on the Lord as well. Amen.
You tapped in and way up with Angela Yee.